Okay. Hey, brothers and sisters. How's it going? It's good to see you again. I wanted to do an update on the Shunning vlogs that I've been doing about my personal journey to try to reconnect. If you haven't seen them, there's a link below. If you go to my channel and playlists, if you please subscribe if you want to keep updated on this. But I have a whole from when I realized that my friends and family were still in the faith or religious cult, the Jehovah's Witnesses, and I had to do everything in my power to try to save as many of them as I could. Mainly my mother, because she doesn't talk to me anymore. And I tried to reconnect with her for many, many reasons, many of them obvious, and it didn't work. She ended up telling me she never wanted to see me, or she ended up telling me she didn't feel comfortable seeing me in public. So it's brought me to where I am right now. In my main video where I talk about my story, leaving Jehovah's Witnesses with a lot of unanswered questions, looking back, looking forward, where I'm going in life, having the information that I have now, and realizing at what point I'm at, where I'm at right now, is making me question a lot of the things that my mom told me growing up. There's a few inconsistencies and gaps in my memory because I was a little kid growing up with all this information. Some of me is starting to question all the things that she told me about her worldly side of the family, because I don't know my dad, and I never knew him. Maybe they're not as bad as she made them out to be, because in her eyes they were worldly people, they were sinners, they were Satan, they were puppets of Satan without knowing it, and they didn't want to talk faith or religion with her or become a Jehovah's Witness, so they must be a bad person, right? So she shunned them for her entire, from early 20s to now. She's in her early 50s now. That's a long time. And now I'm on that list of being shunning. And there's certain things that she told me about them, which, as growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, and when you're brainwashed to think, have a certain view of the world, you know, Jehovah's Witnesses versus the world, us against the world, black and white. There's not a lot of gray. When you get out of the world, you realize that the world is full of gray and a lot of color. It's made me question, maybe my mom's worldly side of the family aren't so bad, and I'm going to try to reach out to them. I'm trying to remember and see if any of them are on Facebook, or if I can get some of their phone numbers and give them a call. My hope is to reach out to them, and maybe I'll post this video after I've reached out to them. So at this point in time, if you're seeing this, if I've posted this video, maybe you'll get to see this after I've reached out to them and see what happens from there, because I'm not even sure if I want to make this public. It's out of respect and privacy for other people, but also if elders are watching these videos and they're telling her to not talk to me, which is what I can only assume, then I don't want to make things worse on her. I don't want her to run away from me like I'm one of Satan's buddies, because she feels like Satan has his control over me, even though it's the exact opposite. I now know the truth about the truth, and I'm desperately trying to save them so they can be their own person. Because deep down inside there is my mother that I know and love, and really I honestly don't even know her, and she probably doesn't know who she is anymore, because when you're growing up as a Jehovah's Witness, that's your identity. You are eat, sleep, and breathe being one of Jehovah's Witnesses, especially when you're pioneering and you're in ministerial work and you're in missionary work. Or me, myself, I was on the path to Bethel and making lots of pioneer friends and Bethelite friends. Those are who I surrounded myself with. So it was hard not to identify as that probably 99% of the time. Probably 90, especially when we were hanging out with each other, because then we'd joke around with each other and admit that there were some inconsistencies, but we were still hardcore Jehovah's Witnesses. So maybe that's where I'm at right now. Maybe I'll come back to this later. If this goes well, then if reaching out to them goes well, then maybe you'll see this video. Otherwise, I'll probably never publish this, and I don't even know what I'm doing right now. It's crazy. I wish deeply that I could just hug and hold my mom and tell her life is all right. You know, you're a victim of an evil organization that brainwashes, manipulates, and destroys people's lives and murders them. And I would like to be part of her journey as she awakens and discovers how beautiful the world really is. It's a scary world. But it's a precious world. Life is precious. Reminds me of that movie, Precious. If you haven't seen that, it's a very deep, disturbing, and sad movie, but very touching and amazing at the same time. That was random. That's where I'm at right now. Just giving my thoughts. I'm going to try to reach out to my worldly family that I've been brainwashed to think possibly that they're horrible people. Maybe they are actually really bad people. I don't know. But it's my duty to, as an adult who now knows to never take one side of things, but to see both sides of the fence of everything, it's my duty to reach out and find out. In fact, some of the comments have mentioned that too, and I thank you for those comments. Those thoughts have been with me the entire time, and you're bringing them to light and pushing me to the next step forward has been very helpful. So that's where I'm at right now. Kind of not the ending that I wanted, but the next steps planned out in my head, because I'm not going to give up. I can't. Till then, brothers and sisters, I'll see you in the next video.